Hello BSS, welcome back to my channel, or if you are new here then just welcome. Hi, my name is Brenda. I do mostly paranormal videos here on my channel, so if that is something that you are interested in, please consider subscribing down below and turn on your post notifications so you do not miss when I post another video like this one. Now with all of that being said, let's go ahead and jump right into today's video. Alright you guys, as you can tell by the title, today I am doing another reading subscribers paranormal stories video. I know you guys really enjoy these and I have quite a few to get through, so I'm gonna do as many as I can in today's video. And I also apologize in advance for any background noise that you guys hear. My computer is kind of overheating a little bit, so it's making a lot of noise back here, but I can't film on my I can't use my microphone without having my laptop here, so connected to it. And I also have the laundry going on in the background, and I don't know if the microphone will catch any of that because sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. But anyway, let's go ahead and get into today's first story. I'm just gonna cleanse my palate a little bit and get some water in real quick. For the vocals. Alright, so I'm gonna pull up my email, and as always, if you are interested in sending in your paranormal stories, my email to send it to is beyondbellezaparanormal@gmail.com, and that is usually where I look at stories the most and the only source that I get it from. So if you have an email, whatever kind, or you can make an email, it is very easy to create an email, compose one, and then send it to me. Like, you just type it up in the whole email and send it to me. Alright, story number 1. She says, "Hola belleza, hope you're having a great day. Love your videos." Thank you so much, girl. I am having a great day and I hope that you are too. And she says, "My name is Kimberly and I got a story to tell. I have many more stories that have happened to my husband, my family, and I. I will start off by my first experience I have had with my husband, then boyfriend at the time. But a little backstory. Growing up, I never saw anything weird, but may have heard a few things here and there, but never cared about it. I am not a skeptic, but I'm more of a believer when I see it than hearing it. But when I met my husband and dated, he had told me many weird stuff that has happened to him, his parents and sister. Told me about this lady always following him since he was a baby, and even before with my suegra back in Mexico. My suegra would see her hanging over his crib and my cuñada's crib as babies. This hag would look like a super skinny version of this picture I sent you, but her face looked like a static TV back in the 90s, when all of the programs would be over. Her hair hanging, her dress was an old white dress, and her feet would hover and drag on the floor. I want to see the pictures she sent me. Hold on. Ooh, I hate that. She looks like the Grudge, basically. Okay. This thing always came at night when my husband was alone and sleeping. He experienced it so many times. Doctors would tell him it's just sleep paralysis. But to see this thing always, and even his family, especially my suegra, it didn't make sense. But what he has told me, he wakes up from sleeping and cannot move, but would see her hover to the side of the bed and sometimes force herself on him, and in a way suck up any energy. He would always wake up exhausted. Oh, no man, that is so creepy. This has always scared him, of course. Especially when he saw her face sometimes. It was nothing or just static TV look. When we talked about her, there was a true fear in his eyes, and so did my suegra. Now, on to my experience. My husband and I were talking about her in my car outside of where we lived, in an apartment complex. At that moment, he was explaining to me about his experience with the hag. All of a sudden, everything got quiet and everything started to just slow down outside of the car. We could see cars passing by, but no sound. Apartments are in front of a major street, so many cars pass every time. And it felt like things went slow, in slow motion. I hugged my husband and we were trying to be strong because we felt a heavy feeling surrounding us and heavy breathing could be heard. We were alone in the car and I couldn't take it and I started freaking out and crying. I have never felt anything like this before. My husband told me she was there, but we could not see her. It felt heavy and the breathing felt intense, and I started thinking happy thoughts about my cat that just passed, and we talked about my cat and it cleared up the air and everything went back to normal. Sound came back like if someone turned up the volume. My husband told me that night he did not experience any sleep paralysis, but he had a dream that she was there holding what looked like my cat, just stroking him. I really hope it was just a dream and that my kitty is okay. Oh my gosh, she is taunting you now. She's like, look who I have. That's so freaking creepy. Are you kidding me? It was such a weird experience, and from then on, I truly believed my husband. I never doubted him. My husband is a very serious man, and when it comes to past experiences and the paranormal, he and his family take this serious. My husband has talked to people online about what he has seen. Many say it was a very unhappy ghost to a succubus. I think that's how it's called. I think so. But my husband is not sure. He is agnostic. I'm not sure what that is. And I am an atheist. So we are not sure what it is. But we are open to what we think it is. But thankfully it's gone from our lives. My husband says since living with him, that thing has not come back. Believe it or not, it's up to people to decide if it's true. But I know how I felt and what I felt that night and other stuff that has happened to us. I have a lot more stories and a couple pictures I would love to send later on. Keep doing what you're doing, Brenda. I love your videos and the stories you tell. Hope you like this one, and thank you. If you have any questions, please ask. And sorry that this story is so long. That is so creepy. And yeah, so you guys would have seen the picture that she attached of what she kind of depicts this thing to be or to look like. And yeah, very much Grudge vibes. And like I could see how people would think it's sleep paralysis, but either way, creepy as hell. Alright, let's move on to our second one. This one says, hi, it's Lily again with 2 stories. Oh yeah, this is story number 2. Okay. A few weeks ago, I got home pretty late from work, and I was washing the dishes and I heard heavy footsteps coming near me. At that moment, I thought it was my mom, so I said, hi sweetie. No response. So I turned around and no one was there. I walked to my mom's room to find her fast asleep. I've had that happen so many times where I legit think that somebody walked by and there's nobody there. I'm like, cool, awesome, love that for me. Alright, here's her second story. I used to work at a daycare and I had a coworker who would claim to see a man in overalls and a little girl. Every so often, she would come to my class freaking out, telling me what she saw. A lot of coworkers didn't believe her, but I did. One day, they asked me to open the school, and I was the only adult there, and a child comes up to me and whispers to me, who's that little girl sitting in the corner? I didn't know what she was talking about because no one was there. One day, my coworker and I got curious to see what happens at night, because for some reason, the classroom that was next to my class, the lights were always on in the morning when the rest of the classroom lights were off. So we checked the cameras. What we saw is something out of a movie. The entire night, the classroom lights kept going off and on and off and on, and at the same time, the doors would open and close all night. And if that's not bad enough, you could clearly see a shadow figure walking in the hallway just back and forth, back and forth. I no longer work there, but every time I pass by the school, I still get chills. I have more stories to share about that school. I'll send more soon. That is so creepy. I wish I could see that, but honestly, that sounds terrifying. If I were to ever be like at a haunted school or something like that, like I don't even know what I would do with myself, and I don't think I could work there either. But that one was super creepy. Thank you so much, Lily, for sending that in, and I would love to hear more stories about that school because that like genuinely freaks me out. Okay, hopefully I don't have too much of a hard time getting through this one because this one's a pretty long one, and yeah, it's like one whole thing. So the formatting is going to be a little bit hard for me to get through it, but we're going to power through. This one is sent in to me by Gilberto Hurtado. It says, "Hi, I'm a new subscriber and I like following paranormal channels. I get scared, but I'm fascinated at the same time, so I can't stop watching videos like yours, which I'm a big fan of. But anyway, I decided to share my few paranormal experiences in 2 different houses. The first is my parents' house, when I was 18 living there with them, and the second would be when I was 23 living with my girlfriend's parents, my in-laws. First experience was a rather quick one, but it was just so eerie to me. My parents moved to a lot of different homes when I was younger, and at that time, when I was a kid, I didn't understand why we moved so much. Like every year, we'd move to a new house. But thinking back now, I think my parents would just financially have problems, and they did what they had to do. But this one house in particular, when I was about 17 to 18 years old, senior year in high school, we moved into this big 1-story house. I'm talking about 5 bedrooms, 2.5 baths, 2 living rooms, big kitchen, big garage. Probably the biggest house we ever moved into. And for me and my 5 other siblings, this was a mansion for us, since we were only used to living in 3-bedroom homes or apartments. For being 7 kids, that's very small. But anyways, this particular house had 4 bedrooms inside the house, and had an extra built-in room in the back of the house, kind of leading to the backyard. You know those types of room that you gotta install an AC system on the side of the wall? Well, that was my room. Being the oldest, I always had first dibs on any room I wanted, except for the master bedroom, which of course my parents would get. So this home was closed in with a sliding door, dividing the second living room and that extra room, which would be my room. So they kind of feel isolated, even though it's all the same house, except it's just divided by this one sliding door. You know, the type of sliding doors all backyards have with glass, that kind. So during the day, it was cool to hang out in that second living room, and you have privacy. It's a good time. You can't hear any noise from anyone inside the house. I loved it. But at night, the atmosphere would change. It was pitch black in that part of the house, even though we did have a ceiling fan with a light bulb. My parents didn't want to have it on if nobody was in the living room at night. So that living room is pitch black. The only way to get to my room is to walk through my parents' house, past the kitchen, open the sliding door into that pitch dark living room, and get to my room that connects to that living room. Can you picture my fear every time I got home late from parties or from work? But to make a long story short, one night I came home like around 1 a.m, and the whole house is asleep. The only light on is from my mom's kitchen, and it illuminated towards the hallway of their bedrooms. And all I could think of is, fuck, why couldn't I have just picked one of the bedrooms inside the house? But then I turned towards that first living room, looking out in the sliding door, just noticing pitch darkness from that second outer living room. Because again, these living rooms were right next to one another. So I start walking, and I open the sliding door, turn the light from my phone, and walk through the darkness. And FYI, it's a decent sized living room, where it takes a while to get to my door from. I can feel the darkness of that room just walk behind him. Like, almost to describe it in detail, it felt like that darkness had a huge hand, and it was ready to grab and yank at the back of my shirt. But I hauled ass towards the bedroom, and I turned on my light and did the biggest phew of my life, because that's the latest I have ever gotten home in this house. And normally I crashed out early, like 9 p.m. So I watch a little TV and eventually fall asleep. A couple hours later, maybe 4 a.m., I wake up, not suddenly, just a regular smooth wake up. And I look at the ceiling, just waiting to fall back to sleep. Next thing I hear is the rattling noise, and I'm like, fuck, my room is pitch dark, kind of besides the light from the moon that comes in. I don't know what he was trying to say here. It says something about he's glancing into my bed sheets, I'm like, what is that noise? I look around without getting up because I'm not gonna lie, I'm a guy and all, but catch me dead if you catch me investigating like in the movies to see what that noise is. FYI, that's how you die. But anywho, I'm just kind of facing up in my bed, and I twist my head left to right to see what the hell that noise is. And as I pay closer attention to the noise, I realize that it's my doorknob twisting back and forth trying to open, and I always keep that be all the way locked up, and I ain't getting caught slipping by these ghosts, no sir. So this doorknob started twisting even more violently once I paid attention to it. And I'm not gonna lie, man, my man card was revoked instantly once I had the courage to answer in my little girl scared voice. Yes, who is it? I'm sorry, it's locked. I locked it. And Loki was like, and it's finna stay locked. What do those ghosts or spirits expect? Oh, let me go put on my pantuflas and open the door for you so you can scare the bejesus out of me? Hell no. But anyway, the door just stopped trying to twist and open, and I legit was waiting like 30 minutes just staring at the door to see if that thing would try opening it again. And nothing happened. I waited till 5 a.m. till the sun came up, and I heard my dad in the kitchen prepping his lunch, and I decided to get up and open the door. Girl, let me tell you, I felt a big, tough boss guy once the sun shined on the house. I was like, where you at, bitch? Come try to scare me now. Got sunshine and 20/20 vision on your ass. What's up now? Anywho, I hope you like story number 1. I will be waiting to see if you share my story, and if you do, I will definitely share with you story experience number 2 when I lived in my ex's in-laws. Those bastards. I was like trying to read it with the flow that he was trying to put in the email, but I was just like I was like having a hard time getting through it. But anyway, that was pretty creepy because I wonder as you said, there was nobody who would be trying to get in your room, like for what? Like really, it had to be something trying to scare you or trying to get you to open the door for them, which is freaky as hell. But okay, let's go ahead and move on to our third story. All right, this one's a bit of a shorter one. So it says, squirrel reporting with a breaking haunt. First, I hope you're doing good, cause me, I'm scared from earlier. You will see why. Me and my husband, we like to travel around. So this weekend we decided to go out of town. On our way back to our town, we stopped at this park close to the highway to sleep, so that when we wake up later, we can explore it. It's small, but it looks beautiful. But as soon as we parked and reclined our chairs, kid you not, we heard a little girl laughing. No one is around us, and the park is small, and you can see anything. If you want to see how small it is, it's called Warren Park in Hewitt, Texas. It freaked me out, but my husband was like, F this little girl, I'm too tired for this, and he went to sleep. I stayed up the whole time watching TikTok with my earphones on. Nothing happened after that, lol. Maybe this little girl was like, F this, they ain't scared, lol, but she got me. It's 12 p.m. now, and when I'm sending you this, and my tail is still all puffed up. Anyway, I just wanted to tell you that. Goodbye. That would scare me too, but like, just like a one-time thing, I'd be like, okay, now I'm just gonna ignore it and pretend that didn't happen, kind of thing. Thank you for sending that in. All right, so let's see, what number are we on? All right, so now on to story number 5. It's called The Red-Eyed Dog. Hi, my name is Kevin, and yes, you can use my name. Love your channel. Thank you so much, Kevin. And he says, so this happened to me around 10 years ago. I still remember it like it was yesterday. So me and my best friend went to church together like we always did, since our parents were big on going to church. This one night we went super late around 2 a.m. for the 12th of December. Everyone was inside already, and we drank hot cocoa and bread, and it was great since it was a bit cold. We stayed outside because we were so bored inside with our parents. So we played hide and seek outside. So this is where things go bad. The whole time we were playing, we all felt a certain way, like something was watching us. After we all finished our game, we walked back to the entrance of the church, and as we were walking, we heard running like huge footsteps on all fours, going straight towards us. Me and my best friend and the other kids that played with us saw this huge, tall, black, red-eyed dog run at us in an unnatural way. We all ran as fast as we could as soon as we got inside. We went for my best friend's dad. We all went to go show him where we saw this thing since he didn't believe us. We were scared shitless, but he didn't see anything and told us to stop messing around, but no one else believes us. To this day, I'm positive that we all witnessed it. The thing that bothers me a lot is I have seen it in my dreams twice before this took place, and my mom told me I was seeing things because of not going to church often or opening myself up to it since I was extremely depressed during this time. The craziest part is there's another town near me with the same hellhound sighting story. It happened to a group of siblings walking home. I do have many more paranormal experiences from my family. Hopefully this story was okay to read since I'm new to this storytelling. I can send more if you would like to hear more. Of course, I'm always open to hearing more stories from you, and I think you did a pretty good job in telling the story. It was really eerie, and I honestly don't know what I would do. And it was even crazier that you have had dreams about this before. I'm not too sure exactly what the meaning is, like behind having dreams about hellhounds or actually seeing some. But either way, really, really creepy, and I really enjoyed that. Alright, so we're going to read one more story. This is going to be story number 6. And this one is sent to me by V. That's just a username. It says, "Hi, this story is about something that we believe is attached to my dad. My dad said before he came to America, he had messed with something dark in Mexico. He and his friends mocked everything that had to do with the D word and any religious things. When he came to America, he had ended up buying a house that was a hotspot for whatever got attached to him. He could hear stuff moving around in the attic, saw stuff in the middle of the night, things moved around, and he even had sleep paralysis. But yet, he still didn't believe that D words were attached until things got more serious. One day, my father had taken my sister and I to a house he was constructing. That's where I witnessed my first ever paranormal encounter. He had a speaker, and while my sister and I were sitting on the stairs, the music had randomly blasted, then turned all the way down. That could have just been a malfunction with the speaker, but it was still scary. The second thing that happened in that house was a ball being tossed down the stairs after I saw a shadow man. My dad also had nails, the ones for building, thrown at him. That's when he knew that there was something trying to hurt him. Oh my god. We knew that it wasn't the house because it was brand new and no one had ever lived in it. We got a reading and the woman said that there's something wanting to hurt my dad. One time I had went to his house and as I was falling asleep, I felt someone choking me. My father has woken up with deep cuts and bruises. We have talked to priests, got a house cleansing, but it only seemed to anger the entity even more. I have not been at his house since I woke up with my skin being burnt, and I have no idea if the thing is still active. But sometimes I will get nightmares of that house. I'm not sure if the house was haunted when he moved in, or if it was whatever is following my dad. Warning, this picture I'm going to show you of what I woke up with does have blood. Please don't scroll if you don't want to see this. But this is what the kinds of things we woke up with and why I haven't been to his house. Alright, and I'll be showing you guys, it's not that bad. It's not a deep cut or anything, but it's pretty red. I don't think there's any, not too much blood coming out of it or anything like that. So if you guys want to see it, I'll put it over here. If not, you can skip forward. Okay. Okay. Girl, that is so terrifying. I would assume that it is something that's attached to your dad, especially if he was mocking something beforehand somewhere else and it attached himself to your dad. But that is super creepy, especially because it seems to be wanting to harm you guys. But I would love to know if that is still something that is continuing to happen, and if your dad has done anything else about it other than talking to, I guess it was a medium that you guys went to, but super creepy. I don't even know what I would do, but he definitely has to do something spiritual, even if he doesn't believe in any of that. I think it would be really helpful for him. But if this is something that he's just dealing with and that's how he wants to live, then that's his choice, right? But anyways, guys, that is going to be the last story for today's video. I really enjoyed all of those, and as always, I am so thankful that you guys even take the time to send them in to me. I really, really do appreciate it. And before I do end today's video, the comment shout out goes to this person right here. Thank you so much for leaving a nice comment. As always, I really do appreciate it, and it makes my day. And if you want to be the next comment shout out, all you have to do is leave me a nice comment down below, and that's it. And with all of that being said, you guys, hopefully I will see you in my next video. Don't forget to stay safe and be kind. Bye bye.